it in my hands. Listen up, says my teacher. In front of the class, he says if you're not a believer, views, that's on you. Better shape up and pay your dues. Of my views, that's on you. I'll be on a flight soon, and I sing you. Gotta know all this propaganda. How do you do? Better get it with my own medicine for you. Never gonna make them think I'll stand there. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know let loose. Don't mind if I do. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know let loose. Don't mind if I do. Free as the wind and as strong as a piece of amber. Give me a breath like the fire you'll soon remember. I'll be in a flight soon, slowly and I'm singing. You gotta know all this propaganda. How do you do? For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know let loose. Don't mind if I do. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know let loose. Don't mind if I do.
I didn't wanna see you when you came home, 'cause you always try to hurt me and that's so low. When I talk to you about it, you're in defense mode. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. How can we work on ourselves when you say no? Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I'll never go on like this, so don't you think you got me up? Yeah, I can't seem to deal with this. You try so hard to pull me in. I'll never go on like this, so don't you think you got me up? Yeah, I can't seem to deal with this. You try so hard to pull me in.
She got me hooked up. She pulling me in like a black hole, trapped in a grip and I can't break. Out of control and I can't feel my soul and my heart on my damn face. 'Cause I ain't be nothing without her. A king with no queen and no damn kingdom, serving up hate with a cold vengeance. Fuck, but I hate her, we can't slay. Yeah, she's got me hooked, I'm down, I ride. Leaving, she tried to kill me, I can see it in her eyes. Yeah, she's got me shook, it's my demise. I'm bleeding, can someone heal me? I can't deal with no more lies.
I'll never go on like this,
never been exposed like this before. I'm good at shutting you out. I've always had a way of keeping closed.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is AIM's Manufacturer Series, the final race. Well, the final race before the mid-season break, I guess. And it's
final race.
It's Wally and Ryan, and I'm back from the grid.
Yeah, dude, how'd it go?
It was.
We saw how it went, but how'd it go from your perspective?
Yeah, y'all saw. It was a race. I could not put a lap together in qualifying to save my life. Y'all saw that. Qualified dead last. Had a wonderful launch off the grid. Pulled 2 positions before turn 1, and couldn't keep up with Demon ahead. I made a few mistakes. I don't know what some of the faster guys would say. But I feel like the car is fairly affected by like dirty air. You lose some of the aero that you would have had before. So that was part of it, why I couldn't keep up with Demon. And then I was lonely for the most part, right? I got, I didn't really interact with much of anybody. I saw Carlton for a little bit, but then he went off and was pit for like most of the remainder of the race until the final lap. I guess he was busy making soup or something like that. And I saw Moose. I saw Moose for a hot second when he turned in too early at the S's and met the grass for a little while. But I was running consistent like 131s for most of the race, I feel like. And when Moose is running a 128.3, there's no way I was keeping up with that man.
What a fast lap from him.
Yeah.
I mean, Moose was truly his own worst enemy. I think overall, you held it together. You stuck it out, and that's half the battle for those of us that don't get to do it every week. So, and you were pacing. Your average pace was a 131. It
was still about, I saw the guys ahead were doing like 129s, so obviously I was going to be losing each lap, assuming they were doing consistent 129s. But even if they were doing 130s, I was still losing time every lap. But you know what, man? Yeah, for stepping in, I'll take it. It's all right. I didn't crash into the wall. I had a few moments, especially my final lap. I was like, all right, the final lap, make it a good one. Immediately took too much speed to turn 1 and just went into the grass. But I managed to hold on.
Yeah, man, we saw a bit of that. We even saw in your qualifying, Carlton was getting his elbows out, and, that definitely impacts your qualifying. And even Marino apologizes, so, because maybe he felt like he had impeded you a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just, and I think you and I have said this probably last week too, where if you and I don't race with other people that often, the last thing I want to do is screw up their qualifying. Like, I'm not getting points for this, right? I'm just doing it to fill another grid spot that we have open, and it's fun, right? It's nice to break up the day from commentating versus to race a little bit and commentate. So
yeah, you just think it's neat.
Yeah, I just think they're neat.
Brian, looking forward to you. Not Brian, Bryson, right? Yes, Bryson. My apologies. Looking forward to talking to you later, and you'll have to join in on one of our Thursday fun lobbies, and especially since we do have this mid-season break, which I for sure am looking forward to. How about you, Wally?
Yeah, I think it'll be nice. It'll not that we don't enjoy doing this, but it'll be nice to get a small break and come back refreshed for the new opener series, which will be a bunch of different one makes. I don't know if you and Winter got to talk about this at all earlier.
We lightly touched on it for a second.
Okay.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sorry, beating myself.
Also,
yeah, there's a lot going on.
Also, a lot going on. Talk about Shino, man. Holding home the podium. I mean, Moose had a great recovery drive.
Podium.
Yeah, Moose to come back fourth, but man, yeah, Shino to take advantage of that and be in the right place at the right time was really, really good to see.
Absolutely, we saw a couple of really great overtakes. I mean, Specs Man had quite a run, and then he tapped. I think it was, what's it, Marino maybe? trying to remember who Specs had a little incident with, but he did the right thing. He slowed up and let them go by. But then Demon just swooped in and took away. I can't blame him for doing that, you know?
No, not at all. Not at all.
He saw an opportunity, he took it. And Demon had a very good race. All of them had great races, I thought.
Yeah. So no, I'm happy to see that some of the guys, you know, were able to have an actual race and everything like that. I wish that I was able to hold on in the beginning. That would have been a bit more fun. But like, I'm just glad I had some consistent pace compared to the last time that I did a race, which you guys didn't get to see on stream because you were away, Ryan. So we didn't get to stream the manufacturer race, but it was a mess, and I'm glad it was not shown. So, but anyway,
hey, I gotta ask you to jump to Purple Urkel's livery real quick because we're talking about gummy bears, and it's very appropriate.
Wow, that is a fit. So I think Moose put that together, right? That's a fantastic looking.
That's so good.
I love that. I straight up love that.
Yeah. So Demon's wife is what you'll affectionately be called now, by the way. No matter if we know your real name in the future or not. Demon's wife, I think Purple's out there having some fun and relaxation with you. Maybe not for the next hour of driving, but it'll be fun nonetheless.
Yeah. Happy to see Demon Wife back in chat today. Support
and with her own account.
I know. Look at this. We get a unique follower in chatter. Wonderful.
Yeah, just helping the metrics. Actually, that's really why Demon did it. He's like, go ahead, do this. Make an account.
So real quick, I do want to talk points, and I don't have a way to show this on screen at the moment. So apologies for we have a new
Shino fan.
Oh, that is Shino in disguise.
It could be Shino in disguise.
Shino's just rooting for themselves.
Bel Delano. I hope you saw last race though, where Shino took home P3, because I'm sure it's going to be a bit tougher this round.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got Winter, you've got Moose, you've got Tony, Tony is, I'm sure he does not want to make this another recovery drive. And I know Tony and Moose in particular, I'm not sure about some of the other guys, but I know they really love this track, and they tend to use this track a lot for their own testing. So they're going to be practiced here. Winter hates it, well, you know, Winter's a hater, so what can you say about that?
Well, look at this. Look at the times currently on board. I mean, like, they're not entirely representative, right? But Delps is up there.
Yeah, Delps is up there currently in third. Tony doesn't look like he's set a laps yet in practice. Of course, we'll be doing quali here in a few minutes. But yeah. So let's see. We got Winter with a 117.3, Moose with a 117.7, and Delps with a half-second penalty, but his fastest lapping a 117.8. Looking very quick, looking to be fighting up there. Currently, Carlton holding up fourth. As long as everyone's on the grid. I don't know if everyone's on the grid because I can't see. But he's 118.7.
No. There's like 5 people in the pits.
Okay, all right. So yeah, but yeah, so happy to see some competitive times. Carlton going to be trying to take a leaf out of Delta's book and fly away this race. Don't know if he's going to be able to or not. If the soup starts boiling over on the stove, who knows? He may have to leave once again. I don't know what happened last race. I don't know if he just had a moment and he decided he had to pit for damage or so. Well, no, because I think we had light damage on the.
No, he just sat in the pits. I think he just kind of said like, okay, like I've had it, and he didn't outright quit. I don't know how, you know, because we've had people just leave races before. But him pitting to me told me that he had the mind to just, you know, come back after he cooled off.
Yep.
Soup gets hot, you know, so.
So real quick, before we start qualifying, since this is the last race before the mid-season break, points are shaping up. The championship is shaping up to be quite a thing. So for the World Driver Championship, at the very least, currently in first, well, tied, I guess, for first and second, is Moose and Tony with 69 points apiece. Nice. Honestly,
man, where's the freaking? We need a gift for that. When you really?
Yeah, I know. I need to get a soundboard going for nice. Honestly, I'm impressed. Now, I guess Moose wasn't here last week, right? So that allowed Tony to catch back up a bit. Like with the recovery drives that Tony's been putting on, that's really, really good, honestly, for on Tony's side. Third place we have Winter with 64 and Arctic with 62. So honestly, the fight for first is between 4 drivers currently, which is pretty, not to see how close it is. Oh, Winter meeting Barry R as we're ending practice and jumping into qualifying here. 10-minute qualifying session. Winter looks like he's a bit far from the front of the grid. He's going to be trying to get out as soon as possible, though. And you can just see how far he is back he is. So he's got all these cars queuing ahead of him, unfortunately. But, you got to make some room. Obviously, we've seen the woes of Arctic, I think especially, has had some bad qualifying times just because of, maybe not having enough room ahead of him. It looks like he's got some healthy room ahead today, and he's got Winter behind him who will be putting on some pressure, but Arctic's going to make do, and he'll show us some flying laps as we get going.
Well, hopefully he's not busy making fondue. Sorry.
Oh, okay, Ryan.
I'll show myself out. Bye, everyone.
So in case y'all don't know, and I'll try to get him on board. Where's Arctic? 9. Arctic's driving the Renault. He's on Team French Revolution for our team points. Fondue, French joke. Very cheesy joke because it's about melted cheese. Yes, huh?
Delp's offering. You guys want inside information again? What inside information have you got?
Is this man about to sell some stocks real quick and then close the company down?
What are you selling?
Anyway, back to points real quick. So again, it's anyone's game right now for first as far as the top 4 between Moose, Tony, Winter, and Arctic. Marino's holding a respectable 5th with 37 points. And then after that, you've got Specs 29, Shino 28, Demon 28, Delps 23. So honestly, again, we got another close 4 drivers within 6 points of each other for 6th place. Just goes to show how close this midfield is, and happy to see that for sure.
Definitely, and I gotta say, Winter kind of called it, but he's said a few times that Marino was the best of the rest, and I gotta say the points don't lie.
I agree, man. Yeah. I do see Shino. Shino seems like they're right up there with Marino. Obviously, he won the podium the last earlier today. Yeah. But obviously going to be making that a bit harder for Marino. But Marino's been putting the time in, so maybe with that new lumbar support he's got, he'll be pulling home some more points. Demon's wife saying, I really love everyone's car designs, and it's nice to see the amount of detail everyone puts into their cars. I wholeheartedly agree. And honestly, with the whole,
it's been sick to see.
It's been really nice to see. It's amazing, since we started doing this, just the quality of liveries as well, and it's cool to see too, the teammates. So you have Tony, Cal, and Demon are teammates, and they each weekend they're coming out with these same sponsored designs, but they're almost like, I think you said last week, yin and yang, which is really it's a good way to put it. You have Tony Cal right now, kind of like a Cherry Coke livery, and then you have Demon, who, if I can jump on board,
Diet Coke.
Yeah, kind of, so it's like a dark side and a light side.
Also, props to your husband for making my GitHub livery for the GR series, because I am in love with it still.
Yeah, he does a great job. Excuse me, I see Specs going for a quick munch through the grass here. Specs currently, don't rejoin there. Okay, yeah, he's in a bit tough spot right now. He's got to wait for all this traffic to go by, and he's just slowing down. He doesn't have, he's got 6 minutes left on Quali, so he'll get back on track eventually. And there we go. Some dirty tires, but now he's got some fresh air ahead of him. I don't know who's behind him, so Purple's probably going to overtake him, I imagine. I would let Purple overtake me at this point.
Yeah, man, he's got dirty tires. He's really got a whole wasted lap ahead of him, because he's not going to have, the tires aren't going to be cleaned up at this point, I think.
Well, a few corners around. By turn 1, I think they'll be good.
Yeah, by turn 1, but he's not going to be able to carry the same speed around now to set up that next lap. But we'll see.
Sorry, I just happened to see Delps take 3rd place away from Arctic, I believe. Yeah. So currently, as we're sitting, we're a little under halfway through qualifying here. And we've got Winter holding first still with a 117.2, Moose at 117.3, and Delps with a 117.6. Excellent to see.
Was Winter bullshitting me maybe when he said he didn't like this track?
Yeah, I thought Winter was saying, I won't have the...
I'm not fast.
Oh, bloody hell, mate. I won't have the pace to... Blah, 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 blah. My tea and crumpets. That's exactly what Winter sounds like, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You know what, Demon's Wife? Just for you, I'm going to find or make the SVG files for some HVR. Some Hidden Valley Ranch.
I'm sorry, did you just abbreviate HVR for Hidden Valley Ranch?
Apparently that's what the HVR clan does. I don't know.
Tell me you're American. Without telling me you're American.
But hey, we'll make it happen.
Delps going. Delps in the pits. I thought he was just going in the grass. All right.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a fresh set of tires. He's got about a third left of his fuel tank full, and is probably just looking to put in a couple of fast, low fuel laps.
Hey, listen, he's got the time. We got about 4 minutes left of qualifying, and at the pace of these guys, you've got it's about 2 laps. You'll have the Al lap though too, so hopefully Dubs comes out in some clean air and is able to make the best use of those fresh tires I assume he's putting on. Man, Marino looking like that's not his umbrella livery. Sorry, I got distracted.
It is a good looking thing.
Yeah. So Marino and Steezy ahead of him are teammates. Marino currently in P7, the 118.0. Steezy on the other hand, let's see, 11th with a 118.7. So Steezy arguably holding up Marino a little bit behind him, or giving him the toe to try and get in a higher position.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to say. Look at these two kind of taking a leaf out of our Tony and Demon's book. I don't know it's so much a toe though. I think Demon is or Steezy rather is just gotta pick up the pace. If I dissociate myself.
Yeah.
And I'm at liberty to because I'm a commentator.
You're goddamn right. Marino, man, he's got the work cut out for him today. If he's P7 is always going to be all he's going to be able to do, I say. But notably, I mean, Shino, just 1/10 up on him. Tony Cow, they're qualifying 5th. Wow, man, the gap between, Moose in 1st and Tony Cow in 5th.
Yeah, really.
Nothing right now. Delp's really throwing a wrench into these guys' plans and upsetting the natural order of things.
Winter and Delps, let's face it.
Winter, though, is he?
I mean, he's always quick, but okay. Oh, I don't hold the pace. Oh, the queen needs me. Come on.
Wow, Moose puts two 116s in a row, though.
Jesus Christ, man, relax. Just keep it up during the race. I mean, he's got to be upset with himself after last race. So as long as he doesn't do that again, he'll be set. I don't see how people are going to really compete with him.
Yeah, it'll be. I don't know, man. If he's able to maintain, if he maintains his first place, half a second on Winter now is almost half a second, 4.3 tons, or whatever. It's pretty wild to see. Yeah, sorry.
I got you. Don't worry.
Numbers hurt. Brain.
I'll say though, jumping from a race into commentating is a bit disorienting.
Yeah, it is. It definitely takes a little bit to get back into the groove of things.
Yeah, no, you for sure get that pass up from me.
Thanks. I wanted to check how Resident Zugger is doing back here. So Specs down in 12th currently. Is he able to improve?
Wow.
He does, but not enough.
Up too.
Purple
finally showing up to a race.
Hey, nice. I like to see that. So Specs with a 119.9. Behind him is Pato, if I can hit the right key, the 120.8. And then Crispy with a 122.3, I guess? Is that what it's taking for his best time?
Maybe. Actually, maybe it doesn't even... Yeah,
that would have been an hour lap, actually, so I guess it's the 130. I'm actually a bit surprised that Crispy's here, given that I think he's caught COVID for the 4th time.
Yeah, dude, gotta give it to him for trying, but if you don't feel well, there's no shame just taking it out. But hey, he wants to race. I can't blame him. He wants to have some fun.
Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely. No, let's see. Does he improve? He does improve. Puts Pato down to 14th, improves to 13th with a 120.8. Got a penalty on it though, so I'm a little confused.
You know what? The same thing happened to me when I was watching.
Might be the UI.
Yeah, swap to someone else and come back and it might go away. I feel like it did me.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yep. Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know why.
Alrighty. So, well, this looks like it's gonna be the final lap for qualifying here. We'll jump up front with Moose, who is coming around the final turn one last time. Is he going to improve? It'll be close if he does. I don't think he's gonna be able to. No, he is not. But it looks like Moose taking provisional pull at the moment. We'll see if anyone else is still going around or not. Well, Winter is. He's just at the very beginning of his lap, basically, though. So we're about halfway through, I suppose. Arctic, on the other hand, is just ahead. And we got Tony Calcare, so we got a few of these guys coming through flying. All right.
Some heavy hitters coming through.
Yeah, and I don't want to say anything mean, but you got Crispy up here. Really not involved.
Yeah.
Listen, Crispy doesn't have to give his way. It's qualifying. But, man, there goes Arctic's lap, and Tony Cal's going to hope that he can put up a quick one. Let's see. Tony Cal currently in 6th. Well, with 117, he goes up to 5th. He pushes Dopes down to 6th place. Is Delps still running or not? Let's find out. Delps is not with it. So Tony Cal just barely squeezes into the top 5. Chino, though, throws it up to 4th.
Look at that. Chino coming out to play in the last race of the first half of the season. Great to see. I got to say, with that Crispy thing, you know, you're right. He doesn't have to do anything because he's qualifying as well. But number one, there was a reason that Arctic was right on top of him. And number two, if it were me, I would have said these guys are fighting for a championship. I'm out. Like, give them the space, right?
Yeah, I tend to try to be mindful of that as well. I suppose though as well, if he saw an opportunity to out-qualify someone else, you know, maybe he would take it. But
it's a tough call. And at the end of the day, I don't think you can.
There's no flag rules in qualifying, right?
Yeah.
Dub saying, can someone throw a banana out those guys? They're too fast. Man, I've been looking for an Ames Mario Kart session because I can actually I can clap cheeks in Mario Kart.
Yeah, we need that and Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, if I can reclaim some dignity here, that'd be great. All right, so we got Moose with the 116.8, absolutely rapid. Someone make sure that car is legal. Winter second, then that bonus point for the fastest lap is actually going to be very hopeful. Given Tony's pace currently, and also, I mean, listen, if Tony's not able to make it up to catch, up to P2 or P3 by the end of this race, Moose is going to be scooping up some points that Tony's not going to want to be giving up.
Oh yeah. Tony is right, saying it's a mighty competitive grid.
The GTR championship is going to have an asterisk.
Dude, yeah, the GTRs are kind of fucking nuts still.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about that, I think earlier this week or last week, where as far as the pace of these different cars. And granted, so we do a lot of custom setups and everything else. But even with the balancing or the attempt at balancing that Polyphony has done with the cars in GT7, it's still not the best. I think the GTR is still, from what we've seen, seems to be very, very like a bit stronger than the rest. Or you could just say that Moose is built different, And
I mean, you could say that. Oh, Tony Cal, come on, brother, keep your dignity. Don't go start complaining in Discord already.
Oh no.
You know what, Wally? You know how I feel about that.
How do you feel about that?
Frankly, that's a skill issue.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Yeah, Tony hyped as fuck for his AMG, and here he goes. I also know the feeling when you feel like you are doing your damn best, and it just seems like other people have a competitive edge because of the car they chose.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if the Renault is pace-wise at a disadvantage, but apparently in tires it's a pretty big disadvantage, especially compared to the mid McLaren. that it just doesn't use tires apparently at whatsoever. I do want to say, I mean, Tony and Shino both have that AMG back up on the top 5, so very interesting to see. And even Carlton up in P7 with the AMG. We know it's not a slouch here, so you know, each car has its own strengths and everything else. So
each
we'll
strength
see.
It's got its strengths and weaknesses, but it just like the cars, the drivers do as well. And Tony Cal's saying we're starting soon. But real quick on that, I mentioned to, I said last race between Arctic and Tony that, sorry, who's Big Daddy Cash? Who was that?
It's,
I forget.
Winter.
Yeah, maybe the best GTR win. But I was saying, especially with Tony and Arctic's times, it's like their times are rubber banding. The gap just keeps growing. It's contracting and growing nonstop because one might have a better line here, one might have a better turn there. And so I think, you know, you take into account the car differences, the driver differences, and the track differences, right? Does this track suit this car better or not? And the setups, right? Like there's so many variables at play. I think it's easy to, like, we can definitely identify based on our own observations and the general public's use of different cars what the strongest car may be. But there's also a lot of variables at play that really can make or break it, and or just speak volumes about you as a driver, right?
No, you're absolutely right. And it's definitely something to keep in mind as we get underway here at Road Atlanta, and something to keep in mind for the remainder of the championship. Give us just a moment. There we go. I was waiting for the race to start, or at least the countdown will be starting. And 3, 2, 1 until we finally get in the room. But no, I think you're right. I think you're right. It's difficult to really say at the end of the day, I guess. Let's see here.
Exactly, but I think the evidence is undeniable right now of the GTRs being probably in a better spot. But enough about that. We're here to watch a race. And watching a race, we will do as soon as those lights go up and they come back down. Take it away, Wally.
Alrighty, folks. Well, the lights are out, and we are go here at Road Atlanta with the Group 3 Manufacturer Series here with Ames. And looks like, not surprising, Moose had a great getaway. Winter as well in the buffed GTR. Arctic holding third very well. Sheen up in fourth, and Tony Cal on the outside in fifth, but he will have the inside going into the next turn. Shino and Tony going side by side as we come in down into the S's. They're going to have to give way, and Shino does fall back into fifth. Tony taking fourth away from Shino. Happy to see Carlton up to sixth. Delps falls back to seventh behind them as well. Doesn't look like we've had any carnage just yet behind them. But hold on just a moment. I thought I saw a car go flying off there, but I wasn't sure exactly what happened.
Delps, I think, got a tire in the gravel or something, and that was it for him. He upset his car, and Crispy is now up into P11. I think overtaking, who was that, Purple just now? But more importantly, I gotta say, through the S's, we saw a lot of fighting between teammates Steezy and Marino. Yeah, you're watching the replay right now with Delps, and you'll see where his car just gets upset. I don't think there was any touching. Yeah, look at that. He got a tire right on the grass. I think that was it.
Well, you know what? I think between that and between just between the air, the dirty air, man, you lose your downforce, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. He's got to make it happen. Looks like you have a glitch on your screen, Wally, about the remaining fuel again. Gotta love it with the replays and Polyphony's coding.
Yeah, but here we go. We are on lap number 2 here with Moose trying to pull away, and is pulling away from Winter, currently in second place. I know we're just around the first few corners, but Moose is clearly dominating this track and making it his bitch. Excuse me. But it's the truth, and you just got to call it as you see it sometimes. I wonder if Winter's going to be able to hold on to the GTR brethren ahead of him, or if Moose is just going to start walking away, and Winter will be at the head of the train with them. We have Arctic behind in the Renault, and looking to hold on. I do wonder, though, so Arctic's on the medium tires. I think that's a good choice to start off with, especially considering we know just how much this track likes to wear tires, but also just how much that Renault likes to chew on them as well.
Absolutely a good move, I think. You know, you can take advantage. Well, he's got a fuel tank of fuel. Let the tires in the fuel run out at the same rate, and then if you got to do your softs, don't fuel up all the way. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the play here is going to be today. And notably, look, we have a train with the top 5 And then we have Carlton in the third AMG in a row. Of course, he is kind of in no man's land right now. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Demon. He's about a second and a half behind Shino. So unfortunately for him, he doesn't really have much going on at the moment. He's got to put his head down and hope that he can, I guess, keep up with these guys with a second and a half behind. But I don't know what's going to be happening with Carlton. He's not close enough for a tow, and he obviously doesn't want to be backed up. We'll see what happens. Behind him, though, we do have a few behind. If I can actually hit the right buttons here. There we go. We got the Three Stooges, Demon, Steezy, and Marino, also known as Mo, Larry, and Curly. And these three, once again, forming a tight train here. It's almost like a human centipede, if you will. Demon at the head.
Oh, don't talk about their dreams that way, Wally. Come on.
Sorry, Demon's wife. I just want you to know that you are not the only person in Demon's heart. I forget why. I think Marino wanted to be Curly. Or did he?
I think so.
I can't exactly remember. And not far behind is not far behind Marino, I should say. Specs, about a second down.
Arctic, maybe too far behind, but he's really close to Winter up front. Now, it's just interesting to see the difference. Here's where you can see the difference in the cars and how the drivers had to adapt. I think in the A6, Arctic would have been more aggressive there, but maybe knowing the weaknesses of his car, he's had to decide otherwise.
It's a possibility, man. You know, these cars are definitely different. I think the 86 for the most part can take care. Oh man, it looks like Arctic may have gone a bit wide there. Loses a bit of time, and you can just see how far Winters has started pulling ahead. But yeah, I think the 86 is definitely better on these curbs. Can eat them a bit more compared to this. So maybe he didn't want to be quite as aggressive. Like you said, Tony Cal all over the rear end of Arctic ahead, and he's looking to probably pull up behind him and give him a little small little bump, I imagine.
Yeah, I think Tony's going to want to increase the gap to Shino behind, which already is kind of sizable at 1.5 seconds. Again, Shino's not slow by any means, but Tony's just want to increase that gap. And we'll see here. What is he going to do? Is he going to make a move? Is he going for track position? It looks like he is. He does not want to give a bump draft to Arctic.
I'm very surprised at that, but maybe he's saying he's got space, and he knows that the tires are going to be wearing on the Renault faster than they're going to be wearing on his car, and he takes third place away from Arctic just like that. That slipstream is very strong. That AMG looks to be quick on the straights, and Tony Cal now half a second down from Winter ahead, so he's very close though. He's within slipstream, and he puts up fastest lap with a 118.1.
Hey, I don't know if you can see it, but Steezy just had a moment, unfortunately, due to him. If you can maybe catch a replay, I'm not sure.
What place is he in currently?
10th.
Let's take a look-see and see what happened to Steezy.
So Steezy was coming down on the chicane.
Oh
and
no!
Just broke himself and is now plummeted to P10.
He was awfully close with the other two Stooges, Marino and Demon. He just, yeah, I mean, between the slipstream and the lack of downforce probably on the front end, not helping him brake either. That's unfortunate to see for Steezy. Now he's got Specs ahead of him and Purple Urkel right behind. He's gonna want to make some places up. I'm sure he can in the mid-McLaren because it's perfect for the mid-driver he is, but he has the pace to be keeping up with the faster guys. I'm honestly a bit surprised Specs isn't further up.
Well, I'll be completely honest. At the first coming around turn 1, I think, not that it was catastrophic, but there was some contact between Crispy and Specs, and I think that definitely slowed Specs up. But it's been a few laps now, so he's got some positions to make up. But again, if we keep talking about that Renault maybe not being as great as these other cars, it's just a steeper hill to climb up, right?
No, that's for sure. You're not wrong. And we do see here Tony Cal got ahead of Winter. Tony is on the move 6 laps in, and he's up to second now. He did not get, I don't know if he maybe didn't get the greatest quality, or maybe the Mercedes is better off in the race versus a 1 lap flyer. But Arctic now looking to have a look-see here on Winter. Winter is not letting him go by easily though. And let's see here. I mean, listen, if Arctic's can stay on his rear end and get in the slipstream, I see no reason why he wouldn't be able to pass the Brit ahead of him. Yeah, he is all over him. There's no way.
I would be surprised. Oh, the dirty air just did Shino dirty. I was going to say all that fighting is letting Shino catch up. But on that exit, he just got squirrely, and I think it was more dirty air than anything else. And now that gap has increased. So Shino's going to need some more fighting and good pace to keep up and see if he can catch up. Just in the back here, as you're watching them on screen, actually, let's see if Arctic can maintain that place. Look at them. Oh, Winter saw Arctic go side by side through there with Tony.
Oh, no! Arctic gets a tire in the grass, goes spinning out as Shino takes 4th place. He spins out, no damage, it looks like, which
Can
is...
you get a replay of that?
Really
I'm curious to see what just happened.
Yeah, let's see what happens. So, we're on board here. We're fighting with Winter. We go wide. We get tires on the grass, and that's exactly what happens. Yeah, he spins out. He sees his world flash before his life flash before his eyes, and that's it.
Oh, that sucks. And now his tires are lit up, so he's definitely gonna have a slower sector 1, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have to be careful through those S's as he gets them a bit, not too hot.
Let's keep on him. We're about to see his sector time, and let's see if that proves true or not.
Yeah, half a second. Yeah.
Hey man, half a tenth, that's going to add up quickly, and we're certainly going to see, well, we saw a slow lap 6 from him, and lap 7 surely will be a bit slower as well.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. Though Shino, once again, in the right place at the right time. I think Arctic obviously has the ultimate pace on Shino, though, so we'll see just how quickly he's able to catch up. And I gotta be honest, though.
Hey, we've got quite a train for him in the back. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Jump on board with Delps at P13, I'm sorry.
P13, what? Oh, what do we have here? I was going to say Menage a Trois, but we do have some. We got Delps.
I know you're on board with Marino, but I mean, look at this. This is going to be dangerous coming into this hairpin here.
Yeah, let's see here.
Not hairpin, the chicane.
Who's not going to break in time? Delps throws it up on the inside, gets past both Crispy and Purple. That was.
Let the car slow down.
Wow, that was extremely brave there. Let's check that out one more time. And I'm going to take it from his point of view. Look at here. We get a little bit of contact with Crispy. Looks like we break. Wow, he just got up there. Steezy leaving just the right amount of room.
Yeah, I mean, that was close.
Good driving by.
Previously, you were Marino for Steven, right?
Oh no, I was up with Shino, I think. But we can check back on the Stooges. Yeah, let's see here. So it looks like Marino
got a little network hiccup, but we're back.
Looks like Marino got past Demon there, and he's about a second up. Demon down in 8th now, but he still has a healthy gap between him and Specs in 9th. So hopefully he can catch back up to Marino. Looks like Marino's getting awfully close to Carlton in 6th. He's going to want that toe. Let's see, does he have it? He is just barely behind that toe. He's going to get that probably in this next straight, I would imagine.
Now, I just want to talk on strategy real quick. If I'm reading this correctly, I'm a little far from my TV, so but it looks to me like Delps is the only driver on softs. That's the only driver that started on softs. So that's certainly helping his pace right now, and that braking that we saw. But he is rapidly catching Demon, Steezy, I'm sorry, in P10. But his front left is dead, and he's got over half a tank of fuel.
So he's on softs. I wonder if he'll go on mediums next. I feel like that might be the move.
That's probably the move. Or hear me out. He runs this tank of fuel dry, only swaps onto softs when he's got a pit anyway, keeps that pace up, and limits his time in the pit lane.
That's a possibility as well. Where is he right now? He is
P11.
Oh wow! Yeah. Oh no! And there we go. Delps commentator curse. He visits Barrier, the Luxembourgian.
So now he's got to pit. He's got to go for mediums, fuel up, repair, get fresh tires.
Did we see what happened there?
Having a run on young Carlton. He's not close enough to make a move. It's P6, but he's getting closer and closer.
Let's see, Carlton. There we go. Yeah, he is getting awfully close here.
Marino's got pace, dude. Look at this 119. Look at the consistent times coming from him.
This is exactly what we want to see from Marino. The man, the racing glove fanatic is paying off. The lumbar support is supporting him as he races on with Carlton ahead. Honestly, Carlton is doing very well though for himself as well. Gotta give it to him.
Dude, absolutely. And we look at, I'm just running down the list real quick, looking at these consistent track times. 118s across the board from Mooseman. 118s from Tony Callum P2. Winter 118s. I mean, so they're all fast. They're, you know, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, here we go, man. The pressure was on Carlton. He made a mistake, got a half-second grid track limits penalty, and this penalty is in one of the worst spots ever.
Oh, it's fucking brutal.
So, I mean, listen, Marino now just really has to be patient. He's right up on him anyway, so he's going to get the slipstream, and then Carlton's going to slow down for the half-second penalty, and he'll be breezing on by.
That's right, and as long as he's right behind him, he doesn't have to worry about, you know, Carlton should ghost away.
And look, Demon behind. How close is Demon going to be? Let's see here. You see Marino race on by. Demon in the AMG comes up behind Carlton. He's coming. He's getting ever much closer. He's not going to be close enough to make a move here at the chicane, but take a look at just how close he is now. 4/10 and coming on down. This is exactly what Demon wants now. I don't know if I'd be fighting this. Oh, no, he wants to send it as Carlton's going to go into the pits. Okay, Carlton goes into the pits. Demon now 1.3 behind Marino. So Carlton is the first to pit here.
Well, the second to pit because Delps did pit. And Delps did exactly what we said. He's listening, so maybe he took that, or he's more avid driver than you and I. He's on fresh mediums, full tank of gas, repaired all that damage on his car because. Unlike our opener series, damage is heavy. It will not go away by itself. But now he's got a half-second penalty, not helping his recovery drive. But we'll see if that early pit, which he's going to have to do anyway, might help him. He's getting a blue flag, which only means someone's behind him already.
It's got to be Moose, right? So we're on board right now with Arctic and Shino in the fight for fourth as they're coming down the back straight. And Arctic's got the toe here. His tires honestly not looking too bad for what the Red Hood does to these tires, but it looks like they are also coming up on Delps here.
Oh man, young Carlton crossed the pit lane line. It's got 3-second penalty. Winter called it before that was going to happen, and here it is, our first casualty of that.
That is unfortunate, man. You hate to see it.
Notably, I do believe Carlton started on mediums. He's come out on mediums, but a 3/4 tank of fuel. Likely trying to match that up, and I don't blame him for that. So, you know, there is a mandatory compound change. So we'll see.
I am a bit surprised he's back on mediums, though. I mean, maybe the softs just won't last, or he thinks the softs just won't last. But
I mean, it's possible.
But I also just feel like, man, just don't use the fuel then, or don't fuel up all the way and just use those softs to your advantage.
Yeah, oh no, as young Carlton outbraking himself at the chicane. Luckily, it doesn't look like he's got any competition straight behind him, but it's just gonna give him a bad first sector as we see the, and he just served that penalty too.
Yeah.
So, bad lap here. I'm sure his sector 1 will be down because of that reduced speed as well, coming out of the chicane. That's okay though, there's plenty of track time left here.
Let's see, we're just working our way back off the grid. Let's see how our boys are doing.
Victor is closing in on Tony.
Is he now?
You know, there's this. It's at a second gap, I believe.
Let's see here. We got real quick on stream. We've got Purple a second and a half behind Steezy. Steezy's in ninth. He's catching Specs. He's a little over a half second behind Specs, and so Steezy's tires are looking pretty good in the McLaren. No surprise there. If I jump on board with the Irishman and the French Renault, honestly, his tires are looking pretty good too. So I'm a bit surprised.
They're looking surprisingly good.
Arctic goes in the pits.
His teammate is in the pits, exactly right. I'll report what he comes out on. But you know what? Maybe just extra fighting from Arctic up front has meant that he's had to dive into the pits earlier.
Yeah.
Or it's strategic, right? Maybe he wanted some fresh air. Cannot blame him for that.
No, cannot blame him at all either. We're up here with D-Man in 6th. Currently, again, in no man's land, as we often see Demon in. He's charging on though, currently holding 6th on the grid, and you know, let's see what he does. I imagine he'll be going to softs with his next pit stop.
Yeah, we'll have to see again. You know, more than likely, people are going to be doing 3 stops around here. Notably, Arctic goes back out on mediums, but again, about a 3/4 tank of fuel. Who else did we just see that from? Carlton, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that could be a very popular strategy as well. Again, minimizing the time you're in the pits, because if you got to fuel up, if you got to stop at the pits anyway, you know,
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
All the way.
And you're right. Winter looks like he's getting the charge here on Tony Cal. The Brit is about 8 tenths, 9 tenths behind. And we're coming down to the S's in here in lap 14 at Road Atlanta. I wonder which of these drivers and which of these cars is better suited for the S. You obviously try to make the S as straight as possible. As minimal input as possible. If you get the turn-in point right at the beginning, you can kind of almost go straight over those curves. Almost, I'd say, just a little bit. But it looks like Tony Cal made it through those S's quite well. He's 1.2 seconds ahead now. He gained a bit of time there. And looks like he's going to be pushing ahead. Winter is not going to be in the tow here. However, I think that GTR might have some legs on it.
Yeah, and I wonder too, what their downforce setup looked like in the front and back. You see Dubs behind them serving that half-second penalty. Someone else had a half-second penalty before. But I got to give it up to Moose right now. 5 seconds ahead of Tony Cal. I mean, almost 5.5 at this rate. But these three are going to have to pit relatively soon. And I almost, if they're playing a game of chicken.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Look at Tony Cal's tires and his fuel usage compared to the two GTRs. His front lefts are in much worse shape. His fuel usage is higher. And, I mean, hey, if you can make it work, that's fine, right? But just there goes to show a difference in the AMG versus the GTR.
Yeah, the GTR is just broken like that. And any championship point winner with the GTR will forever have an asterisk next to it.
Exactly. It's more like playing Flavor of the Month in WoW, right?
That's all it is. We see Shino has entered the pits. They are fueling up currently. Interested to see what they will be coming out on. And we'll jump back to see with Winter is awfully close now on Tony Cal. Tony must have had a moment there because he is bumper to bumper now.
Wow, yeah. I think Tony's going to pit at the end of this lap.
I think maybe now with the Winter right behind him, I agree. He may be.
I think he was waiting for Winter to catch up, and maybe he's just going to do this. Shino has come out on soft side, a full tank of fuel. Maybe he's going to do 2 soft stints in a row.
Oh, here we go. Winter is more brave on the brakes. He had the inside line, and he goes through the chicane, pulls ahead of Tony Cal. Tony's going to Tony
stays out. This man, every time we talk about when he's going to pit, like we can never guess when Tony's actually going to pit, but his left tires are shot, completely shot.
I have to imagine he wants them crying before he actually changes them out. And I think he's also someone who we've historically seen is like a wizard when it comes to fuel.
Yes.
And just, oh my goodness, a sliver of life back on that rear left.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
Maybe he'll be pitting this cup. We'll have to check with him. Let's check on board with Demon, who again, no man's land. I think he's losing time to Marino ahead.
Oh, Delps, another moment. Delps down at P14. I feel for him right now. He's not having a good time.
He's got rear damage now, unfortunately, as well. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happened. We need to know.
So that's where he had his mistake last time. And here it looks like he just takes too much curb. I wonder if he's riding the car too low to take advantage of any curb riding.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
We saw with the McLarens around Watkins Glen, right? That first, the curb on the left after turn 1. They were the only cars that were upset by that. And maybe he's just doing that here in the Porsche. I prefer riding it low, but hey, Tony Cal comes to the pits 1 lap later than we thought.
Alrighty.
He's in.
I'll take that for the bingo card. I'll take that for the bingo card. Yeah, these curbs are also like horrendous. These curbs are very, very slippery, so it's tough to use them, especially the ones.
Again! Oh no! I'm sorry to keep yelling over you, but I just saw him spin out. He's gonna have to pit again for damage. I would believe, if he wants to keep up this race. And it sucks because he's got the pace, but it just looks like he's struggling to keep it clean right now. But, we've had it happen before. Your tires are dirty, and you just keep making mistakes. It happened to me last week.
No, you're absolutely right. It's exactly what happens. And you start trying to go around a bit. You get caught up in the moment, unfortunately, and those tires take a little bit. Oh no! He has another moment. Delps, my man.
Straight up not having a good time.
Oh, Delphs, I'm sorry, bud. All right.
So with Tony pitting, it started just a slew of people pitting afterwards. Some coming out on softs, some coming back out on mediums. Like Marino, I think looking to make the most out of that mid-clair and its tire management. Came out on mediums, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. So that's going to help his pace a little bit. And he's, again, matching, I think, the tire wear rate with his fuel usage. Tony Cal coming out on mediums. Hammer time is in effect, I think, for him. Who else pit? Let's see.
Yeah, man, we've seen this with Tony before, right? Where I don't mean to interrupt you real quick.
No,
but
go ahead, please.
He changes from the mediums to the softs, and he comes alive, and he starts charging through once again. And he's done so well so far to not bin it, and so it's not a race that he's recovering from. If anything, he's recovering from his qualifying, but it's already been 18 laps, so. You know, he's not really recovering from it anymore. He's in the place he's going to be. And now it's just a matter of, you know, being consistent and seeing how the pit stops all play out, seeing how the strategy plays out.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And it's funny, you know, I want to talk about pit strategies now since they finally started happening. And Winter gave me the okay to do this. Winter is going for a 2-stopper himself.
Why? Is he going to use hards?
I do not know. I don't know how he's planning on doing it. He's going to have to pit after this lap. As we see him rounding the corner for one more, I think, before he pits. Moose is in the pits now. Arctic is pit. Tony Cal is pit. Shino is pit. So our top 5 have already pit besides Moose. And I do know, and again, I'm only saying this because Winter said it's okay. He and Pato sent us his pit strategy, and Pato has stuck to that, I believe. Yes, Pato has stuck to that. Can't blame him at all. He's got to learn, and Winter's a great person to learn from. I am just shocked that he's looking to go do a 2 versus 3 stopper.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
crazy,
really
but
bold.
It's a choice. It's a bold choice, Cotton. As we see, Moose comes out on softs. He's ready for some speed.
He is speed, and listen, man, he still holds second. He comes out, he's still 7.5 seconds. So the time is working itself out. About 7 seconds ahead of Arctic. That's wild, man.
That's right. Tony Cal not far behind Arctic either. Tony Cal certainly will get past Arctic, I think, relatively easily because he's got the tire compound advantage. Arctic came out on mediums after his pit stop. Tony on softs, and this is going to be a short stint, I would imagine, for anyone on softs. Again, we know this place is rough, but you know what? Getting 15 to 20 laps out of mediums, I don't think it's anything to shake at.
Not at all. As we do see, like you thought, Winter has entered the pits potentially for one of 2 times, and let's see.
We shall see if he can handle it. I think part of that also, he might have to make an on-the-fly decision, depending on how his race goes, right, and how much fighting he ends up doing, because that'll eat into your tires as well.
I mean, but listen, if he made it 19 laps, basically 20 laps done on the mediums, he's about to come back out on mediums, I think. Or no, is he going to do a soft stint followed by a long stint? Because he only filled up to 67.
We shall see. I'll let you know as soon as he is actually out and it fully updates, because I'm curious. Dare I say he'll go for another 20 on mediums or 20-ish? No, he comes out on softs, about 60% fuel.
So I think he's going to do another stint on mediums after this then.
I think so. He has the pace.
Well,
and you know what? That's wild to see.
Unless he does Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, I was just going to say the pace on mediums that some of these guys were having, I mean, any of the front runners were having on mediums. So now we're going to see even faster laps, I'm sure, come out of
Wow, and he was able to pit, and he's ahead of the fight behind him with Arctic and Tony. Very good to see. He may end up taking these softs. If he does a medium soft, he may take these softs for about 12 laps apiece. And
yeah, that's a good. See if he's got fresh air. I mean,
exactly. And right now he's got fresh air. He's got brand new fresh tires. And with Tony and Moose fighting behind, he knows Tony and Arctic. Sorry, that's just gonna be slowing them down.
But here Tony is going. He's got those softs. He's got the advantage. We know this was coming.
I am a bit surprised to see no bump drafting from Tony. I am like generally that seems like to be the play, but I'm a bit surprised not to see it.
It's funny you say that. You know, at the end of the very last lap, actually, between him and Arctic, we finally saw Tony really get his elbows out to ensure he finished P1. And I think maybe that's just bled into this. Tony said, fuck it. We're in. We're going for this win because all the points are so close too, right?
No, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But I'm surprised to see that as well.
Demon's wife saying not chaotic enough. Release the blue shell.
Delbs, I wish I had a bomb for you. Well, I wish I had a bomb in game for you. I don't have a bomb in real life for anyone listening from the
FBI, but just close your ears real quick.
It's fine. But Delbs, you cannot leave, my friend. That is frowned upon. I know you know that. Wow, I'm shocked he didn't pit for the damage on the front and rear of his car.
Wow. Maybe it's not.
That's gotta be slowing down.
Specs. Going, he's parked it right in the middle of the S's as he has a moment and eats too much grass. No, okay, it's an unsafe rejoin as we get a bit of contact with him and Steezy. It looks like Steezy's okay, but Specs has some rear bumper damage as well as a bruised ego. Unfortunately for him, now he's got purple all the way over him. Man, the Irishman is just not having a great time today.
And those are his relatively fresh softs too.
Let's see.
That's really unfortunate.
Steezy now does have front end damage because of that rejoin.
Wow. Yeah, that's something that.
I mean, that's tough. It's tough. He was in the middle of the
road,
S's, and there's really one line through there. It's tough to see. Obviously, I mean, I don't know how much it's going to be affecting Steezy's handling or anything else for that matter. Yeah, it's tough call. Maybe just something that we will note.
Yeah, we'll have to review it. And again, if Steezy feels like it warrants bringing up, you always can.
Yeah, absolutely. I know these guys, a lot of the time if there's an incident, they understand. But sometimes it's worth bringing up in a way. If I was faster on the draw for the review of the replay, I would have checked to see what happened to Specs. But if I had to speculate, I would imagine he just got a rear tire in the dirt and the close him to spin out.
Yeah, those S's are tough. Again, if you eat too much curb or, like you said, put a tire in the dirt, it can spell game over for you, or at least disaster, which obviously it has for Specs. I'm sure him and Steezy, as long as they feel like they're not losing too much pace, they'll just repair the damage at their next pit stop, at their next planned pit stop. But that is unfortunate to see. Tony Howell with the fastest lap of a 117.3.
We're getting awfully quick to them.
Oh, just now.
Just now, yeah. We're getting awfully quick. He had a 117.698 lap
what
ago.
I called it, man. Hammer time. Tony Howell puts on those softs, and it's just like another beast is unleashed.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I wish I had a button on my controller that would just make me go faster.
But the other two are not far behind him. Moose has put in a couple of 117s. Winter has also put in a couple of 117s. Tony Cow was just that much faster. And it's funny because they entered the 117s in the same laps.
Ooh, Winter has a track limit penalty. I don't know where he got this. Maybe it was at the top of the hill. But this guy's getting awfully close.
Dare I say I just saw Tony Cow flash him. I'm not sure if that's true. Is Tony Cow it looks like he's going for track position. He doesn't want to bump draft him. Yeah, he's not in position to bump draft at this point either, so he's going to go for it. I don't think he's got it.
Oh, he gets his nose up there.
Though. He puts his nose up there, letting our Winter knows he's interested. He likes what he smells.
He's backs off to live for another day, though. Arctic Winter did a great job of kind of pushing him where he needed him to be, so he couldn't get past. But that was extremely brave. I wonder if Tony now knows what Winter had for breakfast.
I sure think so, because Winter might have been shitting himself there. I'm not gonna lie. Arctic had a front row view to that too, which is fucking fantastic to see. And he's probably gonna say, "Damn, I feel like I'm missing out. I'm on these mediums." Who was that just headed to the pits?
So a backmarker, I think.
It was young Carlton. He was earlier to pit, but he's on those mediums, but he's out of fuel. He had a little bit more life in the mediums, and I think underestimated how much fuel he would use. Or he's sticking to a strategy. We don't know, but it does seem 24 laps in for medium to medium seems a bit early.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a setup, or maybe perhaps he doesn't have a setup, and instead being, degrading his tires a bit faster than he would like. It's always a possibility. I don't know what Shino's running, but they are teammates, so I imagine they're running the same thing. We see here once again Tony Cow all along the rear end of Winter. He not quite close enough to make it work. Winter is making it tough for Tony to get past. And all this fighting just means, guess who's walking away? Moose.
That's right, Mr. Moose, 8.3 seconds ahead of him. Carlton did come out about 2/3 of tank of fuel on softs this time. I think that's going to better match up with his fuel usage. And I cannot believe the pace that Moose has got around here. And I'm sure he's trying to reclaim some dignity from last race because he has not put a total let on. Look at those 117s. Again, he's dropping fuel and he's got the softs on. He's just, his pace, man, just keeps going up.
Yeah, man, he's looking absolutely rapid. Tony Cal looking the opposite of that as he has his half-second penalty. Now repaying that debt that Winter gave him just a bit earlier, so he'll be falling back behind. Now Arctic may have an opportunity. Arctic's about a second and a half down, but that half-second penalty here is in an absolutely brutal place. So let's see, Tony Cal will be serving that here momentarily, I believe. Yeah, he served that. So now Arctic is not, I mean, Arctic was down far enough to not be on the rear end of his bumper at this moment, but he's, Tony Cal just carrying that much less speed to the point where they get up to the chicane and the braking point and they're 8/10 apart from each other. Now, the only downside for Arctic is that he's on these mediums, but he's going to pit. He's going to pit. So let's see what happens, what he comes out on. Very interesting. I think he's got to go for softs. Softs are going to last longer now that Knight has fallen on the track at Road Atlanta, right?
Yes, Knight has fallen. So the softs, I think, are definitely going to come out to play. Arctic and Notaver, and Shino, I should say, easier to say, both of the pits. Shino was on a different strategy from young Carlton. Shino was on the softs previously, so curious to see how that's going to play out. Crispy, I got to give a shout out to Crispy and Pato. Pato is doing a great job of holding his own. He's not the fastest, but he's not had a moment from what I've been able to tell, and he's sticking to that strategy.
Speaking of Pato, Vinrick just joined chat. Yo, what up, Vinrick?
Hey, Vinrick, what's happening? But I've also got to give it up to Crispy, who just made a move on Steezy, actually. Crispy up to P9 and at the chicane. I wonder if that front end damage from Steezy is holding him up a little bit. That's unfortunate. And I think there's also a compound difference there, too. But no flame against Crispy. Again, surprising me with his performance today.
Maybe he needs to catch COVID more often.
Really? Maybe he's had some in real life weight savings helping him out. I know I lost a ton of weight on COVID.
Yeah, COVID, the best diet plan 2021.
Since 2020, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
So Steezy back down to P10. He is on mediums with damage. I'm sure he can't wait for the stint to be over, but he's likely sticking to it. His average lap time, the last few have been probably around a 121 or so, which isn't the fastest.
No, that damage definitely hold him up, I think.
I think so. It's probably affecting his aerodynamics and his speed in that. Crispy, on the other hand, on softs, notably, not mediums, but looking to be a lap time probably around 120, so probably around a second faster per lap. And then we have Specs ahead of them, who's sitting around 120s as well with softs, rear end damage, and he's likely to be pitting soon. His need for fuel is coming up, but notably, he's barely used his soft tires. So someone else that I think, well, he overestimated how much fuel he was going to need.
Yeah, maybe he was just doing a soft stint. I mean, either way, you know, he kind of would have wanted to get more out of the tires, but will be interesting to see what he decides to go to from here on. I don't know if him and Arctic are on similar strategies or what. I will say, though, now that Knight has fallen here, Crispy's done a great job so far. Hopefully he keeps it up. But Crispy, much like us, I think, is kind of like his own worst enemy sometimes. And especially as it gets dark out, we've said it time and time again, you lose your references, you lose your break points, everything looks different. And especially if you get someone behind you and, you know, they like to be obnoxious with their lights and flashing, it can really throw you off. And you know, so hopefully, not that I'm wishing any of that, not that I'm trying to commentate or curse anyone, but, you know, look, he's getting awfully close to Specs now. So hopefully he's able to make something happen here. That would be a great finish for Crispy if he's able to, you know, get some passes going on. But let's jump up. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Shino just got out of the pit, fresh softs on their Mercedes, and they're about 4 seconds behind Arctic, who also just pit on brand new softs. And Arctic is having a look-see on Demon, and he's liking what he's seeing.
Absolutely. Arctic is hungry, that Frenchman is feeling it. And Demon, though, doing a great job. Actually, all drivers for them are having a great day. Besides, I want to say Delps, and no flame against you. It happens to the best of us. Crispy having a look at Specs at turn 1. Can he keep it clean? And he very much does. Later on the brakes, I am surprised that Specs didn't pit. It looks like he's got 1 lap left to go. And you're let's see. Who was squeezing past? Arctic just squeezes past. Demon hit the replay button on that, Wally, because that was a bold move.
Let's check this out. Already.
Now, they're going down this turn, and Arctic's going to squeeze his way in at the next turn, I believe.
Oh, yeah, Demon gets his rear end a bit out of line. Arctic takes up the inside, and there you have Demon's a bit wide, which is generally the line. I think you carry a bit more speed.
Yes, it is.
Straight, but that bit of slip up where he got the rear end out, stepped out on him, that was enough. And Arctic is going to try and walk away. He's got Marino.
Can you hit a replay again? I'm sorry. Can you hit a replay and jump on Crispy? Crispy's P9? I just wanted to see what happened here because Crispy slowed way down.
Yeah, he missed his brake point right there.
Yep, there it is. And I just saw someone get past him, so that Steezy get past him. And now they're fighting up ahead after the chicane. Crispy back up to P8 though. So he's getting his elbows out. Night Racing comes down. We do see some degradation from some of our drivers, not in their racing etiquette, but just in their, I don't want to say skills, but their skill in driving in the night is not what it is during the day, and that's going to happen, right?
It's tough. It's really tough. We see Specs and Tony now going into the pits, and behind, we have someone behind Purple. Oh, Moose is hunting him. Moose is coming, and he's like, all right, listen guys, listen, you're having your race, that's cute and all, but I'm currently 7 seconds ahead. I need to maintain this lead. Can you hurry this up?
Yeah, and especially with Tony in the pits again earlier, or he's in earlier than them for this next stint. Specs is in the pits. We'll see what he comes out on. And just want to say what's up to Vinrick. Loving the replays. Thank you very much, dude. Moose is indeed on the loose, and Night Racing certainly hits different. Look at this gaggle of drivers we've got right now.
This gaggle of cars.
Well, they're gaggle of geese, I think. They're honking at each other.
Purple looking awfully brave on the brakes on that GTR, and he gets it stopped. He's past Steezy. Man, that damage is definitely giving Steezy a hard time. But you gotta give it to him for sticking it out on the stint. Purple, however, goes on the inside, catches some grass. I think, however, Steezy also caught some grass on the outside. So these guys are both just going back and forth right now.
Up front, just letting you know as you're watching this, Tony Calpit, he's back on mediums, surprisingly. Whatever strategy he's got worked out, I think he's going to go to the end of the race on these mediums.
Is he full
and maybe
fuel?
That's a similar strategy. He is just about full tank of fuel, but we know he's a wizard when it comes to fuel usage. Whereas the people in front of him, Arctic is going to have to pit again. He's on softs without a third tank of fuel. Marino is going to have to pit for fuel. His mediums are looking quite healthy. Marino doing a great job. Very consistent times, even at the night, which we know has been a weakness of his before. Look at those 119s down the board.
Yeah, he's doing very well. I wish that there was a timer that could do a lap counter for the tires.
For that stint, yeah, that would be great.
Would you put new tires on if you're Marino? Would you put fresh mediums on and just take them for the rest of the race?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 14 laps left. I mean, whether he puts now or at the end of next lap, he's not going to make softs last that amount of time. Well, actually, on the McLaren, he might be able to. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I feel like though if he's fighting for position, it's gonna be tough. The mediums may be a safer bet for him.
Yeah, you'll want that life at the end of it. Winter is someone that's going to have to pit very soon. I think at the end of this lap, his fuel is runneth dry just about.
We're on board with Arctic chasing down Marino, putting up a purple sector 2 there on his racing softs. He's got about a third of a tank of fuel here. Man, Arctic is just such a good driver, dude. I aspire to be this man on a controller and everything. Not that I want to hate on controllers, but he puts up a 117.2. He got a bit of a draft from Marino though. I wonder if
he probably took it for that reason, you know.
And again, I'm not hating on controllers players because I am one myself. but everyone around him is basically on VR on the wheel. Moose, Tony, Marino, Winter, they're all doing the same thing. You know, maybe it's the fact that he can just see that much more information.
Yeah, dude, that's the really shitty thing about VR is your inability to see. You'd think it would make things better, but apparently it does not.
Apparently it does not as he goes on the inside.
Raising on the inside once more, except a turn earlier than he did on Demon. Fantastic driving, and you know what?
That's that grip difference.
It's the grip difference, but also he knows that the dark is not Marino's favorite place to drive.
No, he's scared of the dark.
And Winter and Pato in sync enter the pits. Pato a lap behind, though, I believe.
Let's see here.
2 laps behind.
I think Marino's gonna have to pit here. He's out of fuel.
Shot. And it also gives us some fresh air.
Yeah, honestly, good job to Marino for fighting Arctic like that. I think we'll see him come out on. He might come out on softs. Honestly, we're at lap 33 out of 45. He may come out on softs.
Yeah, he very may. Well.
And yes, this was the call. This is the call that Winter did. We were talking about it earlier, right? What's Winter's swim plan? He's on softs. He's got about 2/3 of fuel.
Yep.
He's ready to take this fight to the end. And with Arctic still having to pit, I mean, he's going to be. Never mind, Stokes.
Phelps, no, not again, brother. Sorry, can you do that once more?
Yeah, that's some critical error there.
I was speaking over. I want to make sure everyone heard it. Oh no, Moose is finally in the pits. The final, I think, of the front runners to pit. Marino's coming out on softs with 2/3 of tank of fuel.
That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see.
He'll be taking it to the end. Crispy's at the pits for his last time. Steezy's entering the pits, finally repairing that front end damage. I hope Steezy can make up some spots now, and I hope he comes out on softs. If he doesn't, if you don't come out on softs at this point, I think it's the right move to do softs.
I agree.
Pato,
yeah.
Pit last lap. He's sticking to that strategy. He's doing well. Again, kudos to him for. I haven't seen this before.
Who's that? Pato? No, we haven't seen much of him on stream, but you know, Moose has pit as well. Looks like he's just exiting. Demon Wife saying, "What the? Just saw a car spinning out in the corner of my eye. Can't look away for a second." Yeah, that was our Lux Racing League in chat. He's having a race.
It's one of those races, man.
We've
been there.
I feel it.
We've been there. And we see Tony Cal actually flashing Delps, letting him know, hey, I'm behind you. Just get ready to let me through. Tony Cal is very much having a race of his own with Shino not far behind. So Delps is going to have to give up not give up places, but just let these front runners go.
You know what, though? He's at the perfect place to do so right after these S's. He can pull off the racing line.
He's sticking on the racing line. What are you doing, Delps? Come on, dude. Can't do that.
Tony Cal with a half-second penalty. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, Chino's now, and he's not going to be happy about that. He got held up by Delps.
Yeah, you hate to see that.
Yeah. No, you can't do that, dude.
So let's see here. Shino in equal machinery passing Tony Cal here, probably. At the end, is he going to be passing him? Yeah, I think he's...
I think it's pretty easy, but Tony Cal is on far fresher medium tires than the softs that Shino is currently in.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, Tony Cal takes it back, but they're going side by side, coming down to the final corner here. We're gonna go side by side. Excuse me. Of course, the start finished.
But Tony looking rapid around there.
Yeah, it looks like Shino also has some damage on the front end. I don't know what that's from. And you know what, though? Shino's going to have to pit. I don't see how they're going to be able to make it another 10 laps on this fuel.
Yeah, I agree. And also, don't forget that Arctic is going to have to pit likely at the end of this lap he's on. Not only are his softs not going to last, but his fuel is, again, his cup hath runneth dry. And that's going to send him back a few places as well. So this is where we're starting to see strategy really play out. A couple more jumping to the pits are Purple and Young Carlton for their final pit stops of the race. And I think those two and the other two that I just mentioned, Shino and Arctic, that'll be everyone's final pits of the race.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know what the average pit stop here is, but Arctic is
I'm I'm gonna time it just so we know.
Arctic's about 20 seconds ahead of Tony Cal. So I think if he pits now, and there he goes, he does pit now. He's gonna end up behind Tony Cal, possibly behind Chino as well, and he'll have he'll have fresh tires to fight through. We know Chino's gonna have to pit as well, so realistically it'll be a fight for third with Arctic and Tony, it looks like. But just how far back is Arctic gonna be? Let's find out.
Yeah, he's already been in the pits 20 seconds, and he got let go 22 seconds in. And now he's got to wait for the long time to wait for the pit. The pit out, man, in the middle of a race actually feels like an eternity. He's at 35 seconds now. Is that right? Jesus. Like, I'm counting from the second he entered the pit to the time that he gets control of his car back. So it's a long fucking time.
Wow.
And it feels like it takes ages.
That is
so he's back behind Chino. It's brutal, but you know what? It's also kind of representative of where we saw these drivers before their pit strategies played out, right? The only one technically not in line is Chino, because they still have to pit. Their fuel is flashed red now.
You know what, though? That spells really, really well for Marino. Currently 6th, but with Chino having to pit, that'll put Chino behind Marino. And Marino's going to be able to take 5th home.
Yeah, so long we don't have to see anything. I mean, we're looking at a Moose Winter Tony finish right now. But honestly, the people in the top, I want to say 5 places especially, really deserve a round of applause.
Yeah, I think
Marino, fantastic race from him overall. He's running 118s right now on his softs in the dark. He's got a half tank of fuel. He's fine to the end of the race.
Demon also has had a great race overall, I think. He's taking home a 7th comfortably right now. As long as we don't curse him, he's got less than 10 laps left, and I think he's going to be able to scoop up some great points for him and Tony as part of their DT Rennen Works.
Dude, if you jump on board with Carlton in 10th place, he is catching Crispy, and we'll see. He just flashed him to let him know. Carlton with that half-second penalty, though, that's not going to help him catch up at all.
What's he flashing him for, though?
I think it was just flashing, like, letting him know, hey, I'm behind you.
Kind
of thing?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Carlton is he on controller as well? Because the default.
That's true.
The default binding for flashing is, I think, left thumbstick in, right?
Left thumbstick in, and then when you're turning a corner, it's very easy. I've actually just disabled it entirely.
Spam it. That's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's got me. Wasn't Crispy to be up in P9 is very, very good race for him. He doesn't have to pit anymore, so as long as he can manage to keep it on the track. And if he's able to pull away at all from Carlton, he will have a healthy race finish. Good to see. Carlton in 10th. Also, not a bad race for him, I think. I think he had a few moments. And also, I think maybe just the pit strategy at this point.
A strategy, yeah.
That kind of
I think so, because I definitely expected Carlton maybe to be a bit higher up. Specs as well. Specs just looking like he couldn't put together the race or the strategy today, whatever it was. I don't think he cares much for the Renault based off his pace. Again, not something that I would expect to be for as far back as he is.
He had a few moments as well, though. Him and
that's true.
He had that moment that damaged Steezy as well. So, for both of those guys to be where they're at, it's I guess it's kind of fitting. They ran that many laps with damage. It's unfortunate to see, especially for someone like Demon, for Steezy rather, who was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I think Steezy could have had a better race had that not happened.
Young might be having a look here on Crispy. Crispy later on the brakes. That GTR seems to be powerful. But Crispy getting a dirt tire in the gravel, and that just lets Young get the traction down, the power down, and there he will take P9 away from Crispy, his own worst enemy. What did we say?
Let's see.
But that doesn't mean it's the end all. Crispy might be able to get through here. We'll see how he does in the S.
Not at all, but you can see. 8 tenths, 7. The time keeps changing on me, so it's half second now. Steezy's looking to see on Crispy. Now Crispy cuts the grass. Crispy, that Nissan is not a lawnmower, man.
Yeah, that's not going to help you whatsoever there. He must have missed his braking point.
Crispy goes down 2 places in the matter of corners, and he's got blue flags from Tony Cal behind him.
That cast a curse, man.
Listen, man, we do our best. And sometimes our worst.
Best for my commentary. Sometimes we're everyone's worst enemies.
Yeah, unfortunate to see, but You know, just kind of is what it is. Now, all right, yeah, and Crispy goes wide once again. I don't know if he was letting
I think so.
Letting him go, or if that was a mistake. But either way, he no longer sees blue flags in his rearview mirror. He's able to get on with his drive. Tony Cal in no man's land. He's not finding anybody but himself right now. He can crack open a cold coke with boys.
Any of the top three, you know.
Yeah, these guys are just running. You know, they're just making sure that they keep their cars on the road. And
oh, we must have missed. When did Marino get past Shino? I guess Shino pit.
Yeah, Shino must pit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we called it. We were just ahead of our time.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Curse of casting always has been Rick. Listen, man, it's a hard job, but someone's got to do it. No, not Steezy.
With a half-second penalty, not helping himself at all catch up to Young Carlton ahead. I think Steezy's got the pace, although Young Carlton's also putting in some good 118s, but Steezy's been far more consistent with his lap times. So he could catch him in the remaining few laps that they have. They realistically only have 4 laps and change.
Our resident Zugger out on the track here, man. He looks like he followed his teammates' pit strategy, and you know, I mean, he's not ending up last, which is nice to see. And he's put up some times. His last couple laps were 121s. He must have. I don't know if it was because of old tires or what previously, but he had quite a few slow laps. I don't know what those were all about.
Yeah, it could also be blue flags. We know how he tends to exaggerate how he has to treat the blue flags because he just doesn't want to hinder anyone's race. Delps ending off the track, missed his. Looks like he missed a braking point. Unfortunate now. Dirty tires, front and rear end damage. I don't know where that came from. Bruh. My man's is just not having a good time.
Definitely a day to forget. That's for sure.
Yep, that's it, dude. You worked a long day. I don't know if you're of age to drink, but if you are, have a drink or two.
Let's see, purple.
He ends up at the wall again, dude. I feel for you.
Oh no.
I do. I know how it goes.
Purple's getting yellow flags. I don't know who for. It could have been for
Delps, maybe.
Delps, maybe. Yep. Yeah.
It's so funny. I wish that the game did a better job at identifying, you know, who's on track. You know, I'm on board with Tony, and I saw someone just ahead of him, and it's like I can't always see who it is.
Yeah.
Is it a back marker? So I get excited for a second. Arctic lapping his own teammate here. That can't feel good for Specs.
That's a big oof if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, same here. Again, unfortunate, but.
You know what though, when you're locked with someone like that, I mean, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, I mean that's true too. I think Shino getting sloppy there, maybe eating too much curb, but he's got a very comfortable 6th place finish.
Absolutely.
Which, again, you think 6th place, but you look at these drivers, man. Winter with the half-second penalty. Everyone's fighting themselves for the most part right now. It looks like.
Yeah, well, honestly, yeah, and like you said, you think it's 6th place, and like that's bad, but honestly, the top 4 are locked up. I hate to say that, but it just the numbers don't lie, right? We know that top 4 it's going to be locked up between Moose, Winter, Tony, and Arctic, and then you kind of have the best of the rest. And Marino and Shino have proven time and time again that they're right there. They're battling each other more often than not. Delps on a good day for sure is up there as well. Yeah, this is a bad day.
Yeah.
I feel it. Trust me, I know.
And Purple too. You know, we've seen, and Purple has had. Honestly, Purple just hasn't been able to be around a lot because he's been missing a steering wheel, right?
Yeah,
and the one time he tried controller, it just was not it. Or he tried his broken wheel. I forget what happened.
Yeah, and just stopped working on it. Yeah, that happens. Demon, I think Demon really had a great day too. Honestly, it's as things have unfolded. Demon's done a great job today, and again, talking about the team points, we scooping this up. It's a shame that the team stuff kind of didn't work out as well as we had hoped so far this season.
Yeah, it was experimental, right? Like the liveries have been
fire, and for that the audience wins.
I do think though, like honestly, and this might be something for way, a little bit further down the line, but I think people really need some sort of monetary investment to commit to doing team things, not for us to make money, but how else are you going to get people to really truly commit, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's yeah, like that, and I think that's something that Dope had said earlier. Is like my team was just like haven't shown. It's like
he did.
That sucks.
And that sucks.
I get it.
And it it sucks because we can only do so much, right? Like we're not people's trackers. We're not trying to keep an eye on them. It's up to them to show up, and it is unfortunate, right? I'm just running down the list on my end real quick, taking a look at whose tires are where. Obviously, no one else is pitting. But it is notable to see, starting with Young Carlton, Steezy, they must have pitted earlier than others, and their tires are showing it. Now, do I think it's going to make a difference at this point in time? No, because Moose is on his second to last lap. But just interesting to see, Specs, especially his front left is shot. He'll probably be thankful to be in this.
Sorry, I definitely didn't accidentally disconnect from Discord while you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Whoopsie. But yeah, it is interesting to see how some of the tires end up wearing out, and I wonder strategy-wise, if anyone could have played things differently to make a difference. Man, I'm on board with Moose right now, and it's just like he played this fuel and even the tires for the most part to a T, man. Like,
dude, 100%. Can you reshare with me, by the way?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. And Delp starts his final lap. Right now, Arctic seems to be holding on to that fastest lap, and I imagine that's how it's going to be because no one's got fresh tires right now. And that'll be a nice extra point for him,
Yeah, to be taken home fourth, it, kind of hurt, I guess. Again, I think he might be in...
Oh, no. Specs turns right on the straight. If you want to get that replay for us,
where is he right now?
I think he may... P11, P10, P12.
Whoa.
Sorry.
We'll take a look, see what happens there. Poor Irishman once again. Did he fail or did his internet fail? Let's find out.
No, I think he's still going. So his back left tire is shot. But there you go. He got 2 tires in the dirt.
Boom.
And that was it. And
that's
on a Group 2, man, that is unfortunate.
That's that, and we are on our final lap. At the end of the final lap, I would say, with Moose. We got a few back markers who are going to be crossing the line here, looks like. And we're on board with Moose right now, taking his victory about 10 seconds ahead of Winter in second place. Gotta give it up to the Moose man himself. Following behind.
That was some domination, man.
That was absolutely some domination. Winter had a great strategy overall. It looks like it worked out. Even still, look at his tires and fuel are very close. And Tony Cal,
20 seconds ahead of Tony Cal.
Arguably his best. Oh man, he is on no fuel.
Man knows his car.
Is he gonna finish his race?
Oh no! Oh no!
No! I don't know.
Tony Cal, no! He's limping to the finish line. But he's got back markers backing him. Arctic is too far back. No! Oh, here it is at the finish line!
Oh my goodness!
Podium!
Arctic is taking it away. Tony Cal, man, we cursed him earlier, didn't we?
Holy shit!
We cursed him earlier, did we not?
We were hyping up his fuel knowledge. Oh my god!
Here comes Arctic, man. Arctic just sees a slow Tony Cal, and he takes third away.
Holy shit!
Unbelievable.
Delps, I know you had a really shitty race you want to forget about. I think Tony is about. I gotta call him after this race to make sure he doesn't have to be on suicide watch because that.
My God, bro.
Oh my God.
Gee, this man has played it dangerous every race so far, and we're always like, God damn, he knows his car. He's right there. But oh my God.
Holy.
Woo! Well,
I think we've seen that maybe once before.
There it is. Tony Cal just inches away from third place.
What did we say, man? What we said, like P1 through 4 is tidied up unless something catastrophic happens.
Oh my! Could you imagine if? Yeah.
When you said it, I saw him going uphill after the chicane pretty slowly, and I was like, maybe he's just nursing it because he's got the time.
Well, see, I was just gonna say, imagine if Arctic just like took it easy. The last lap, he like just bring him home. Don't make any mistakes. You know, imagine if Arctic wasn't pressing it and was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy." He would not have been there in time. Oh, Tony!
Holy, I gotta pour one out for Tony.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour one out for sure.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. You're not really fine.
Oh man!
Bruh.
Oh, should we get all of them?
Oh, what about the coffee?
That's all for you, Tony. Man, that's rough though. I'm sorry. Yeah, that is
Jesus.
Bad.
I'm about to be wasted.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm sure. Tony, go off. We'll finish stream.
Go
so
to your
good.
motherfucking pool of shame.
Holy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that bombshell, thank you for joining us today. It's been a hell of a first half of a season. We are on a break next week. So you won't catch us here. Sorry, I just
Rhoda treated us to some drama last time and this time.
Yeah, man, this has been pretty wild. But after our 1 week break, we will be back. Of course, we'll be continuing the manufacturer series because we're not over yet. We still have half the season left to go.
We're gonna be at Watkins Glen.
Ooh.
Yeah. So as Wally discussed, the next 5 races of the Opener Series are one-make cars. It's a car that we're only using once for now, at least. So next week at Watkins Glen, we'll be in the KTM Expo, and that is going to be actually all of these cars are going to be blessed drives. I'm kind of jealous that you get to drive, or neither of us get to drive the Mini Cooper.
No, I know. I thought for sure. I was like, man, I want to drive the. I think I'm driving the Expo and I'm driving a Monza, correct? And no, actually, I'm driving Watkins and Daytona and Monza.
So you've got the Red Bull Junior, which I'm very jealous of.
Yeah, and you're in the STI.
That's all I'm driving? Shit.
Well, if you want to take the Expo, because that's fine.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, either way, we'll still be on track. You'll still hear from Winter as well. He'll be back to join us in the commentary box as we swap around who's driving in the Opener Series. And that should be very, very fun. And I know we've been testing a bunch as well on our Thursday streams.
Oh, yeah. Tony's been going hard on the builds.
Oh, my goodness. It's been wild. So I think that everyone seems to be enjoying them, and they've put, for the most part, there's some very close racing with all these builds. So we'll be excited to see. But thank you again for everyone for joining us. We will have this stream up on YouTube in case you missed it, or you just want to watch it again. Maybe some highlights in the future. I'm not too sure. It requires some additional work that we haven't put in, but let us know if you want some of that.
And if you saw anything you like, feel free to clip it, because that makes our lives for highlights way easier.
Yes,
that goes for all the drivers too. When you're watching it, definitely clip it.
Absolutely. But otherwise, thank you everyone for joining. We will see you in
Vidrick
2
Demon's
weeks.
wife, thank you. Yes,
yeah.
Cheers everyone.
Yeah, everyone, thank you for joining.
Hey, and if you're from America, enjoy sports ball today. Woo! And if you're not from America, enjoy American football. Enjoy.
Who are you rooting for, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
You think I know who the fuck's playing?
All right, name any team.
Hold on. No, I gotta actually see who's playing.
It's the 49ers and the Chiefs.
Oh, dude, I was gonna guess the 49ers. I gotta go for the Chiefs, though, because the fucking Walrus, that's their coach. Isn't he the coach of the Chiefs?
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Alrighty. Well, friends, we'll catch you all in a couple of weeks. Everyone enjoy, be safe, have fun. Bye.
Hell yeah. So long.